Welcome back to another week on the vlog. I am dubbing this week the most introverted of all weeks. I have nothing on the calendar at night this week at all. I'm not hosting a single thing this week, and I love hosting, but you know, it takes a certain kind of energy. I have a ton of writing and editing to do, which I call quiet computer work. I don't have any outward facing production value work to do this week. Can you see the glow in my cheeks? I'm so excited. As much as I love being frontward facing and I love being on and I love the extroverted part of me and my creative work, I also like catching my breath and taking a moment. And that's what this week feels like, at least on this side of it. Who knows what will erupt. I have a lot of life admin tasks I need to take care of. I need to catch up on laundry because you may or may not remember that the water line to our washing machine froze. So I have a lot of laundry to do. It feels good to have space for that. The snow has all melted. The sun is shining. The temps are going to be in the 60s and 70s this week. Actually, I'm going to get a haircut this afternoon. Welcome to a beautifully bland, low-key Monday. Let's see what we can make of it. Do you remember last week when I talked about how my favorite way to learn something was learning by doing, and how that was just the best way? And yes, there was a little frustration inherent in that process. Yeah, I'm tired of learning by doing. I feel like I am experiencing the frustration of learning by doing in about 8 different fronts right now, and that's too much. That's too much learning by doing. I just feel so out of sorts. It's okay, and I recognize that this is part of the process, not only of learning something new and doing something for the first time, but also just creating in general. The messy middle is the literal worst. The prep and plan is fun and the presentation is fun, but like the in-between, not fun. There are parts of it that are okay, but like it's so messy. I am in the messy middle. I'm in the messy middle. Like, yes, I'm learning these other tactical skills that I didn't have before, and I'm creating something new and all that. But I think the thing that I'm actually learning is getting good at the discomfort associated with being messy. But that doesn't mean I have to like it. So it is, what day is today? Tuesday? Yes, Tuesday. Lord have mercy. I'm in my car because I had to get out of my house. Pick my daughter up from school because her car's in the shop. Baking a cookie, making baked potatoes for dinner, doing a little bit of normal life, and then I'll get back into it. I'll pick up where I left off, chip away at it a little bit more, figuring it out. Hi, I'd like a medium Diet Coke and a medium lemonade.
Medium Diet Coke.
Wednesday. I love a good Wednesday. I'm out running a bunch of errands. I got my coffee. Shout out to Fort Worth Coffee Co. I have already put gas in my car. I've already picked up my prescription. I'm gonna go get my car serviced. And then I have to go to the pet store, the office supply store, the Target. It's just a big fun errand running morning. And I love it. It'll be great. But one thing that I have learned about the creative process, particularly when there's something active that I'm working on and it's kind of unresolved or not finished or something, is one of the best things that I can do or anyone can do is to put it aside. Your subconscious is still working, and honestly, probably working a little more efficiently now that you're kind of out of the way. And I know that when I sit back down and pick it up again, there's going to be something new. There's going to be a thought or an idea or a solution or a direction or something, because that's just neurologically how our brains work. While it seems like I'm not really working, I'm actually letting my brain do the work that she's really good at doing. Also, my favorite thing about this shirt is the hearts on the back of the sleeve. I think that's so cute. Painted my nails this morning, just feeling refreshed and ready to let the magic keep unfolding on this beautiful Wednesday. Let's go run some errands. Good morning. I am about to start decorating my house for Valentine's Day. And I thought this would be a good opportunity to just talk through how I approach kind of themed creative endeavors in general. So what I did is several weeks ago, I just started looking on Pinterest. And if I saw something that seemed interesting to me, I would add it to my Valentine's board. Anytime I saw anything that seemed remotely interesting, I didn't overthink it. I just put it in the folder. Just put it in the folder. Don't have to think about it or figure it out. Just put it in the folder. So a couple weeks ago, I was like, okay, I'm ready to look at what I've collected and see what I think I can actually follow through on. And there were some big ideas. One of them was using plastic tablecloths to make giant bows that you hang on the walls. The other idea was red heart helium type balloons hung from the ceiling on ribbon. I thought that looked so cute. My goal today is to try and get the balloons up to make the big plastic bows. I'm looking for big impact with low effort. Oh, one more trick that really helps me as someone who can tend to get a little overwhelmed with creative pursuits. I'm gonna set a timer for myself. I'm only gonna do this for an hour. And after an hour, I have other things that I need to do. I'm gonna see how far I can get in an hour. I'm gonna reevaluate and I'm gonna come back to it later, which tells me like, okay, let's work quickly, let's get as much done. And also we get to walk away in an hour. So if you start to feel like you don't like what's going on, it's not gonna last forever. So here we go, 1 hour. As promised, only an hour. I'm done. I got a lot finished. I'm a little frustrated because I bought the red balloons in 3 different sizes and the large and the small don't hold air. The tablecloth bows turned out super cute. Oh, and here, I put the hearts in the windows. I was picturing like more of an assortment of sizes. That's not gonna happen. It feels good to have stage 1 up and I can kind of think about it. Maybe I need to hang some red ribbons or something. I don't know. But that's done. And now, because I set a time limit, that's all I'm going to do today. Come back and finish it another day and move along with my Thursday. Yeah, today's Thursday. I have had what I would describe as a weird morning. I did an outward facing thing on Instagram that looked very pulled together and polished while at the, like literally while I was like publishing that, having a pretty massive crash out related to something that knocked me over so hard. I did not see it coming. And I had this visceral reaction and kind of like slipped right into my survival brain and my kind of like fight or flight responses. And then kind of like once I was done publishing, fully got like under my covers in my bed, blanket around my head, trying to just like hunker down and help my body reset. And I say all that because one of the things that I posted on this Instagram question and answer back and forth thing was somebody asked, what do you wish more creators shared about on the internet? And my response was, I think I mentioned this here yesterday or the day before, I wish more creators shared the messy middle. I think we see a lot of the beautiful front end and the beautiful finished product, but there's not a lot of the messy middle. And this is me squarely in the messy middle, doing my best to stay on track, getting knocked over by something unrelated, it taking a toll on me emotionally and mentally, and to some degree physically, and then right at the right moment, getting a little push to get back in the game, choosing to say yes to that. And this is not cute. This is not scripted. I don't like this. This is not how I want it to be. I don't have a pretty bow to tie on this. I don't have a summary statement. I don't have a happy ending. And I'm just going to let it be that. I'm going to let this be unresolved. This is the messy middle. This is what it looks like. It is unpredictable and scary. It feels unsafe in my body. It feels frustrating, uncertain, and yet it still calls to me to keep creating. And sometimes it's like a tiny little flicker of a far off flame in a cavern of darkness. It takes everything I have in me to just keep moving toward that tiny, tiny flicker of light. And sometimes the light is all around me and it's undeniable, and the cave is well lit. And it doesn't feel like a cave. It feels like the safest, warmest embodiment of all the good things in the world. And then some days like today, it feels cold and lonely, and I feel lost, and I just want someone to be with me and get me out of it and rescue me from this. And all I've got to go on is that tiny flicker of light that I keep moving towards. And that's the best way that I know how to describe the messy middle. Okay, it is Saturday morning. I want to quickly kind of wrap up the week with you here before I embark on my weekend. And I want to say yesterday when I went over to my friend's house to kind of see the visual representations of these things that we had been planning, it was such a helpful exercise. It was really good and encouraging to move towards that flicker of light, to get outside of my head and back into my creative energy. That whole exercise felt good and just reminded me that this is what it looks like to honestly lean in to what it is that we're supposed to do. It's not always sunshine. It is not always fun, but it is always easy to discern when it's time to keep moving. The more I think about it, the more I'm so grateful yesterday for that kind of turn. Sometimes that turn comes quickly and sometimes it takes a long time. And I was grateful yesterday that the turn came quickly and I was able to kind of get out of myself and be reminded that this is good work. So now I'm kind of done for the week. I'm just going to enjoy my weekend and I'm just going to kind of lean into that. I'm not going to stress about the stuff I didn't get done this week. I know that there will be time to do that. And sometimes it's a gift to have waited because maybe there's something I needed to know before I started working on those things. So I'm just, I'm embracing the abundance instead of the fear. I'm leaning into what I know to be true and letting it be enough. And that feels really good. I'm going to finish getting ready. I'm going to have a great weekend and I will see you next week.